Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV today. This Sunday, the WWE presents Clash of Champions live from the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina on the WWE Network. And there's a whole bunch of stuff already wrong with this show, and we are here to talk about it right here and right now on your official Clash of Champions 2019 preview and prediction show right here and right now. My name is Nick Nightmare on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV. Let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Let's get right down to business. This pay-per-view was ruined before it even began, and it was ruined by only one thing. There is only one thing we can point to blame for everything that is already wrong with Clash of the Champions.
Wild card, bitches! Yeah! What? Oh my god!
The WWE's ridiculous wild card rule has killed the brand split. And the brand split is almost essential for a pay-per-view like the Clash of Champions. It's what's needed for something like this because it's right in the name. It's the Clash of Champions. And on this show, we don't really have champions clashing, with the exception of one very forced, very uninteresting matchup, which nobody really wants to see. What we should be getting is exactly what I just stated: champion versus champion matchups, which would be made possible by a proper brand split, which actually is a bland split right now. And what would we be getting if that was the case? We would be getting matches such as the United States Champion AJ Styles versus the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. Every time they have faced off before, they have never really turned up the volume to where it needs to be, and this would have been a great matchup. You could have had Seth Rollins, the Universal Champion, versus Kofi Kingston, the WWE Champion. We have seen that before, but that is what this pay-per-view is supposed to be all about. Instead of giving Seth and Braun Strowman the tag team championships of Monday Night Raw, they should have remained on the Revival or somebody, and they would be going up against the New Day, the SmackDown Live tag team champions, which again we've seen before. But this is the meaning of this pay-per-view, and these two teams, when they get in the ring, they go all out and they go at it, and it is entertaining tag team stuff for the WWE. It's some of the best stuff you can see, because these are two of their better tag teams on the roster. But we're not getting that. We should also be getting Becky Lynch versus Bayley, the Raw Women's Champion versus the SmackDown Women's Champion, instead of all this other four horsewoman nonsense that they're forcing down our throats already. And what are you gonna do, Mr. Nightmare, for the women's tag team division, sir? Well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. What you should be doing there is what you're doing with Seth and Braun. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss make absolutely no sense as a tag team, and at this point they have been together long enough that there should already be cracks in this team. Nikki Cross should be losing her mind. Maybe she's pissed off that Alexa keeps taking all the credit, and we have a clash between the two champions. WWE loves first evers, right? Everything with the women's tag team division would be first ever, so this would be the first ever time the women's tag team champions are facing off against each other. And you would begin their decline from the top right here and start splitting up that tag team and getting over Nikki Cross in the process. That's what a Clash of the Champions should be all about. Then you can have your Roman versus Rowan match over who has the better name, because they're the exact same name with the middle letter flipped. And I have a feeling that that's the only reason why we're getting this match. Some idiot monkey in the back was like, oh, their name's exactly the same. All you gotta do is flip the middle letter, so let's have them fight. What is he, like Bizarro Roman? Rowan is Bizarro World's Roman Reigns? I don't know. At least make that be the story. That might be more interesting, but that's not what we're getting. But you could give us that if that's your destination with this whole thing. Then you have your Cruiserweight title matchup. Drew Gulak versus whoever the hell you want. And then you could have had the King of the Ring finals, which have been removed from this pay-per-view for God knows what reason. and you have 8 matches there that I just pointed out to you, put together a solid pay-per-view card. A more interesting pay-per-view match card, a much better match card than what we are getting. And you could have added even higher stakes to it by having something like the brand with the most wins by the end of the night get first pick in the upcoming draft when Fox finally gets their hands on SmackDown Live. The rumors of the brand split coming back more strong and the elimination of the wild card rule are running rampant. We all hope that that is the case, but that would be great. Then the whole pay-per-view actually means something. And the Clash of Champions will have done what it set out to do. Give us a clash of a bunch of champions, and it has meaning and relevance to the stories that are coming at us forward. And the brand split and the roster draft that is coming should have been held in the balance of this entire pay-per-view, and it gets everybody excited. It gets everybody interested. What team is going to win? We all assume it's going to be Raw, but is there a chance that SmackDown Live gets the first pick by winning out the night at the Clash of Champions? Create drama. That's not what we get. That's not what we get at all. Instead, we get 11 matches. 11 matches that put together a very rushed, very forced Clash of Champions pay-per-view for 2019, where every title is being defended and no champions are actually clashing, with the exception of the one very forced, very uninteresting bullshit matchup between Rollins and Strowman. They should have just went back to calling it the Night of Champions, since that's effectively what we're getting, a night where every championship is defended. No real clash of champions. They would have been better off doing that. But instead, this is what we got coming at us this Sunday. Let's hit the official match card. We are going to start off with the WWE Cruiserweight Championship being on the line as Drew Gulak, the current champion, takes on Humberto Carrillo and Lince Dorado. This is going to be a great match, but nobody's going to see it because we all know the Cruiserweight Championship match takes its residency on the pre-show. So you better show up early because you're going to miss a pretty damn good matchup. Humberto Carrillo is fantastic. Lince Dorado has been so underutilized. Everything that I've seen from him has just been fantastic. I expect this to be just as good. A triple threat matchup for the Cruiserweight Championship. I'm picking Drew Gulak to come out staying the champion. We have the United States Championship on the line as AJ Styles takes on the red hot Cedric Alexander. He has been making a name for himself on the WWE main roster in the last few weeks. He's no longer Gary the GOAT, and he is Cedric Alexander, and the fans are getting behind him, and a lot of people are getting behind him, but I do not think he is going to unseat the current United States champion and expect the OC to come out and play a factor in the finish of this match, as AJ Styles will remain our United States champion. The Intercontinental title will be on the line as Shinsuke Nakamura will be taking on Big Daddy USA spokesperson Miz. And I do not want The Miz to beat Shinsuke Nakamura. I think Shinsuke with Sami Zayn has become a very interesting dynamic. Once Sami Zayn wakes up from being chokeslammed by The Undertaker unnecessarily, I want to see where that goes. And the Intercontinental Championship is a great tool for them to have and to put over as the villains in this scenario. The Miz as the good guy, nobody wants to see him win this thing, so I'm going with Shinsuke Nakamura to retain. The SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships are on the line. Big E and Xavier Woods of the New Day will be taking on The Revival. This should be a champions versus champion match, as we've already pointed out to you, but I don't see any reason for the WWE to start giving the Revival wins in this scenario, especially over their favorites in the New Day, and I am picking the New Day to retain as SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. The Women's Tag Team Championships will be on the line as the most unnecessary tag team in the world of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, the current champions of the division, will be taking on Fire and Desire, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, an actual team who have been together for years as friends. I would love nothing more than to see them actually beat the champions here and become the new champions, and that's going to be my prediction. It's a bold prediction, but I think Fire and Desire are going to find a way to come out on top here and start the demise of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. The Raw Tag Team Championships are on the line in a match that nobody wants to see. There is not one person in this matchup that matters to us. Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman facing the Ziglorious Rudolphs, the team of Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, this makeshift tag team that made the entire tag team division look like a bunch of schmucks, earned this tag team title opportunity against the tag team champion duo that nobody really cares for, and I would not be surprised if by the end of the night they give the titles to Ziggler and Roode just to shake things up a bit, or they could go the easy route and make the champions retain to give more drama to the final match of the night, which nobody cares about. The SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley, the newly evil Bayley, will be taking on the forever evil Charlotte Flair, and I don't know what's going to happen here, nor do I really care, and I know you guys don't really care either. Bayley has been the most underwhelming champion in the women's division, in the history of the women's division. Charlotte Flair looking to make it a 10-time historic championship reign, and that's what I think is going to happen here. Charlotte Flair walking out, in my opinion, as the new champion. The stupidest matchup on this card, which has nothing to do with the championship, is the no disqualification match between Roman Reigns and Eric Rowan. We already told you guys the name similarity is the only reason we are getting this matchup, in my opinion. Other than that, I could care less about Bizarro Roman versus the actual Roman. They did everything they could to get us interested, and I couldn't be any less interested. This match is unnecessary. It definitely doesn't need to be on a Clash of Champions card. And who thinks Roman Reigns isn't going to win this one? Because if you think that, you're probably the biggest idiot in the room. The WWE Championship will be defended. The current champion, Kofi Kingston, takes on his longtime arch nemesis, Randy Orton, in the best going storyline right now on WWE TV. It is the most intense. It is got history behind it. It has got meaning behind it. Sure, they took the easy way out and just repeated the historic event from Madison Square Garden 10 years ago to try to build more momentum, but this is probably the match I'm most excited to see on this card, and everybody is expecting Randy Orton to be the one to take out Kofi Kingston and become the new WWE Champion, and it is hard for me to argue against that. The Raw Women's Championship will be on the line as Becky Lynch takes on the newly True Blue Sasha Banks. The legit boss is back with a vengeance, and she is coming for that top spot in the women's division. Will she have what it takes to unseat the man from the top? I definitely think so, because it is more often the case that the boss gets one over on the man in the end, and that's what I think is going to happen here. Sasha Banks coming back to take that Raw Women's Championship. And finally, the Universal Championship matchup, where the Raw Tag Team Champions will be going face-to-face against each other for the first time in the blah blah blah. Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman, and I really don't care what happens here. I don't see them doing anything to move the belt from Seth Rollins to Braun Strowman. If anything, the best case scenario here is that the WWE inserts The Fiend into the finish of this match, causing some sort of a no contest, setting up the stage for the already announced triple threat Hell in a Cell match for the Universal Championship at the upcoming Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Seth Rollins more than likely will remain our champion as we start down that particular road, and that's a road that I think is going to be happening way too soon. Unless they are going to put the strap on Bray Wyatt, there is no need for this to be happening. No need at all. So I'm terrified and also mildly excited about the possibilities, but it definitely puts the kibosh on the Clash of Champions. You have no reason to get excited. You have no reason to believe any of the championships outside of the SmackDown Live Women's Championship are going to change hands. We're not having a Clash of Champions. We are having a Night of Champions. Night of Championship matches Each one a very forced scenario that I'm not very much interested in. I'm looking forward to see what you guys are looking forward to. So don't forget to let me know in the comment section down below what is the matchup on this night that you guys want to see the most. Maybe it's the only match you're going to tune into, but hopefully you all come back and tune into the review as we pinpoint everything wrong with the Clash of Champions this Sunday night following the show itself. It's going to be a long night for all of us. It's going to be an interesting start to my birthday festivities. As many of you know, my birthday is falling on Monday. It is going to be ruined by a Monday Night Raw follow-up show to this Clash of Champions disaster we are going to have to watch Sunday. But I hope you guys come out and check it out Sunday, because I know already, just by looking at the card, and we pinpointed out some of the things already, that this Clash of Champions pay-per-view is going to be absolute dog shit. So make sure you are here as the hammer comes down once again on the WWE as they continue to try their damnedest and fail at every level to entertain us the way they used to. If there's any change coming, it's definitely a slow burn. And I am going to go slow burn myself right now. So let's wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for being here. Do not forget to check out one of the videos I am the most proud of creating. Everything wrong with the very first ever WWE Clash of Champions in the style of CinemaSins. If you're not familiar with CinemaSins, check out that YouTube channel right now. Let them know that Sledgehammer TV is shouting them out and sent you their way. They are the best movie review site in the world. They are just awesome, and I love that format, so we wanted to use it and apply it to professional wrestling shows, and we decided to try it out here, and I think it came out fantastic. The WWE struck me down with the initial release, but I edited it since then, and now it is back up. So let's get that video trending all Clash of Champions weekend long. Let everybody go back in this retro review. It's only 12 minutes, and it's definitely entertaining. Very different from the usual reviews that we do here, and I know you are going to enjoy every minute of it. I will leave a link to it in the annotations in this video. Make sure, if you haven't already, to go check it out. And if you have, go watch it again, because you know how good it is. And let's get the traffic generating back up so that more and more people can see it, and we can start getting more and more subs as we are getting closer and closer to that 2,000 subscriber mark before the release of WWE 2K20. That's the goal right now, and then after that, we are shooting for the moon and back. This channel needs to be one of the biggest channels on YouTube. You guys know why. Check out this video. Nobody does preview and predictions videos like we do. You cannot compare me to anybody. I am one of a kind, just like each and every one of you, for being loyal Sledgeheads here at the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. My name, ladies and gentlemen, is Nick Nightmare. This is the team, Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. His tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in all the world, Mr. Blue the Snowball. The most important member of the team, as always, is each and every one of you, so don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with each and every one of your wrestling buddies all over the wrestling world, and subscribe right now if you haven't already to become one of the almost 2,000 strong that know when you want your professional wrestling and movie and entertainment news bullshit-free and full of truth and fun and humor. This is the place to be. Don't forget to check out everything else we have here on the channel. Thank you once again for being with us. That, my friends, is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on your new favorite wrestling show, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV right here on YouTube.com. We'll see you Sunday.